Okay, so we've got breaking news. The FDA has approved Elon Musk's Neuralink trials. What do you have to feel about that?
So I think this is awesome. So yes, the FDA has approved Elon Musk that he can start doing human trials with his Neuralink. So that is a device that sits on the brain, interfaces with the brain, and will allow you to do several things. We're going to go over here, but first, yeah, I think this is just Elon Musk is on top of so many things here. And to jump into this sector here, machine brain interfaces, which are what these things are called, we're going to dumb it down and go on what they can do. But this is going to let, if you know who Ray Kurzweil is, when they say merge with AI, merge with machines, this is going to allow us to merge with machines. So just starting off simple. Again, this is a device that is going to sit on your brain and basically be able to interface with your brain and capture this brain signals and know through AI, determine what you're trying to do. So you would be able to count on lights, you would be able to move. You see some of the monkeys are able to move cursors. 1 second, just keep recording there. Cursors are able to move. Cursors are able to move. Cursors are able to move on the computer screen. And so just all type of stuff that you would think with your mind. One of the huge things we have right now is when we try to interface with our computer. So right now you're typing, and that's a very slow way to get information into the computer. You know what I mean? Imagine if you could just think those thoughts, and the computer would know what you want instead of having to type all of that. That make any sense to you, E3 there?
Yeah, so maybe someone who isn't as experienced in this field will want to know how exactly are they doing that? What process is it that's going to allow you to be able to talk to something and it just be able to pick up on that? Like, what is the process in that?
Okay, so that's a good question. So let's take, for instance, the lights in here. So what you would have, again, you will have a chip made by Neuralink that sits on your brain, and it detects your thought pattern. So it knows when you're thinking, cut light off. And what it would do, it would take that, when it gets those synapses, and the AI determined that, okay, he's thinking cut lights off. It would take that signal and say, AI would say, okay, he's thinking cut the lights off. It would have like a Bluetooth chip on the Neuralink, embedded in Neuralink. That Bluetooth chip would be able to communicate with the lights or the light switch. And then the Neuralink would send via Bluetooth signal to the light switch saying, turn off the lights, and it will cut the lights off. See what I mean? Yeah. So it's, your thoughts, AI interprets your thoughts, sends it to the Bluetooth, which would be the medium that would allow the wireless interfacing with the lights. So that would just be one. Same thing would say you wanted to cut your oven on. You would turn the oven on. The AI chip would interpret, it would learn, it would know, okay, right now he's thinking cut the oven on. And it would send a signal to the oven. Of course, these will be smart appliances in the future, and the oven would be able to cut on to a certain temperature and all that. Those are really simple things, but as we progress and get even further into it, you'll be able to do more complicated things. Think of ordering a pizza. Instead of having to get on your phone now, you would just think about ordering a pizza, and it would be done. So this is going to be huge. Also I'm visually impaired. So for blind people, paralyzed people, it's going to do the same thing. And we just seen a miraculous, when I say miraculous, I was so happy that the guy was able to walk with this implant. So it wasn't Neuralink, but it was something very similar. And basically they put a chip on his head. So it took the chip, so when he was trying to move his leg to move, his spinal cord had been severed. So the signal can't get to his legs because the spinal cord is severed. So, but the chip was able to determine, the AI said, okay, he's trying to get up. So the chip captured that, sent it past the spinal cord. Let's say it's severed right here. The chip had another chip on this side of the spinal cord, past the damaged part. So brain up here, chip up here, chip sends signal past the severed part on the spine to the chip that's on the good part of the spine, and that chip sends the signal on down, making him able to walk. That makes sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense. So I guess a question that I would have is, how would the chip be able to detect maybe like an accident or mistake? Say how would it detect something that I didn't actually want? Like maybe I was thinking, hey, I want some pizza, but I don't have money for pizza. I should be budgeting. But in my mind, I'm still thinking that I want pizza. How would it be able to determine the difference between me actually wanting something, but me actually just thinking I want something?
So that is a very good question, and it's yet to be seen. I personally believe, sort of like now, when they first came out with like voice commands. If you remember when you first, say 5 years ago, and even some now, let's say you told your phone, your Apple phone, you'd say call mom, and it might come back and say you want to call mom. So it was like verifying, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Now the better system, they want to do that in the future. But I think in the beginning, so if you're thinking about pizza and it thinks you're thinking about ordering pizza, it might say, do some little, say you have some type of glasses on, and it's able to put text, in your glasses. Eventually, the glasses will be, the information will be embedded into your optical nerve. So it'll send signals directly into your optical nerve, like with augmented reality, where you'll just see this floating text. But just to give you an example of how this could work now, just say you had on some something like Google glasses, and these glasses could receive text. So maybe the chip in your brain puts on there, hey, do you really want to order pizza from Papa John's right now? And you would just, look at a certain spot for yes, look at another spot for no. So it would be a confirming thing to make sure, you know what I mean? Until the system, the AI gets so good where you don't even need that anymore. Make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but yeah, so this is going to allow so many openings. Imagine being able to communicate with a computer without having to type all that, just being able to think, sending text messages just by thinking the text messages and sending it to your friend. Just so many possibilities here. Again, with the blindness, hearing loss, people who are paralyzed, all that just being able to be overcome because the signal, it doesn't matter now that your spinal cord is severed, because you can just, the neurolink will be able to pick up the output from the brain and transmit that to the other side of the severed spinal cord, and you would still be able to walk. Or if you're, say your optical nerve, like me, my optical nerve is severed. So something went in here, severed the optical nerve, so I can't see out this side at all. So what we would do for me, Neuralink goes here, sits on top of the brain, attach another chip to this side of the nerve, the optical nerve, the part that's going back into the brain, and then then it would be a little more complicated with this. You would have to, I would still need like a camera here instead of an eye. So let's say they had a camera here, and the camera would send the video to the Neuralink, and the Neuralink would process it and turn it into a signal that could be shot down the other side of the optical or past the damage. So camera here, shoot that information to the Neuralink sitting on the brain. Neuralink processes it and then shoots that information to the other side of the optical nerve that's still good and running into the back of the brain, and where it goes into the back of the brain. And of course, V1 or V, whatever you got back there, that processes the images. So just the fact that you can bypass that severed spot right there, because my actual eyeball still works. It's just the information cord, the optical nerve, is severed, so that information can't get back there, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
So same thing with paralyzed people, the signal can't get. So this is just going to be, shout out to Elon Musk for doing this, man. Really appreciate it. That's a lot of people, a lot of in this field now, it's really taking off. So any other questions you could think of, E3? I know I've really ran my mouth on this one here.
I think that's good.
Okay, but yeah, so if you guys got any questions, please let me know, comment. I just want to kind of break it down a little bit. A lot of people have been asking me about this. What does this mean? Where are we going with this? But this is going to allow us to merge with machines. A lot of people are worried about AI, and I think they have some valid concerns. Well, this will allow you to merge with AI. So maybe if we can start thinking on speeds, at the speeds of like computers, and instead of having to type a command, stop the AI from doing, and I know this is a very weak analogy, but I just wanted to give you something. So instead of us trying to stop AI from hacking into the nuclear bombs and launching all the missiles, now with the Neuralink, you're kind of at a more of a even playing field with the AI, where you can think. It's as quick as your thoughts. So don't know if that's still going to keep AI in check, but at least that allows us to merge with the AI machine, and that's going to give us a lot faster, processing, able to communicate back and forth, throughput, and we'll see where this goes in the future. But again, please like the video, please, so it's pushed out to more like-minded people. Subscribe to it, make a comment for me, let me know what you think, and until the next time, thanks for coming out.